Last time on Superstar Challenge.
Okay, Handyman.
It was a race against the clock.
On your marks, get set, go!
And a revealing look at how well our 5 remaining contestants could perform 3 simple handyman tasks under pressure. They shingled, they hung, and they installed. What they didn't do was impress the judges.
So much bow in it, not even close to the level. Look at his lines. My God, never mind the humps, he's got an overlap.
Between their skills and a trivia-based handyman quiz,
Wrong.
it all added up to one more dismissal.
You gotta go today, and I'm sorry about that.
Me too.
Ian was out, which means by the end of tonight's show, the competing contestants for next week's Big 3 Handyman title showdown will be declared.
Superstar. You know who you are. Handyman Superstar Challenge.
We all know being a good handyman requires skill, but being a good handyman on television is a whole other animal. That's why today we are giving our 4 remaining contestants what is arguably the most important test of this competition, the on-camera test.
Out of the 4 of us that are left, we're all completely different personalities. What's the criteria for the judging? I don't know. Be yourself is all that you can do.
I always wake up freaking out and just, you don't know what's gonna happen. I went with the glasses, the smart look today. Hopefully it's gonna be something more mental than physical.
I was feeling like, okay, all right, they're still okay with me, so that's the good news. You know, it's getting tougher and tougher. We've got some real good talent here now.
I haven't experienced pressure like this before. Lack of sleep, high anxiety, it's pretty intense. We were kind of more relaxed when we seen, basically we were going into a clothing store.
Okay, young men, here is what today's challenge is all about. The people you're going to meet are here to mold you. They are here to make you look the absolute best you possibly can on your audition tape. A tape that will be submitted to a typical HGTV audience focus group. And yes, in essence, they too will be helping to decide which one of you is cut at the end of this day. May the best potential host win. Now go get pretty.
Before all the hard stuff, some fun stuff.
So you're here to have your handyman makeover.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
getting a head rush.
You look so
This
dapper.
is a new look for me.
From wardrobe to hair, for today's challenge, we're giving the contestants a chance to define either who they really are or the image they want to be. It's their call entirely.
Will, good to see you again.
You got to be pretty good on TV. People are looking to you for information, and they're looking to you for guidance. So you have to be believable. You have to be likable.
Not a handy person, are you?
This is one of the biggest challenges for them because this is what it's all about.
Do they have the ability to sell to the public? Can you sell who you are?
Yeah, I could picture it.
I'm looking for somebody who's making a connection with the camera, with the audience, but I'm also looking for somebody who's improved and listened to some of the coaching that we've given them.
Might be a little of a Mike Holmes look.
I think this is a good style for you.
Yeah. After working really hard all week, it was nice. Yeah, I like this cut. I like the length a lot. That was just wicked. I felt like we were being spoiled. Maybe shorten it a little bit through the top, maybe some of my little wings here. All week long, I think the thing that I've been impacted by the most is be yourself.
Do you want to go more rock and roll, preppy? Do you want to look like a traditional handyman?
No, I don't want to look like a traditional handyman.
Okay.
I'm more rock and roll. This is what I'm comfortable in. This is the kind of stuff I wear.
Okay, this looks like Ted on the job site.
Yeah.
Is this how it's going to be, so that it's going to be right there?
And I was like, glasses or contacts? What do you think? And I'm like, I'm leaning towards the glasses, and she agreed with me. She said,
I like the glasses.
you look a little older, maybe a little smarter, so I thought I could work it to my advantage. Yeah. A little
Pink
green.
looks great on you. What do you think about
I was having a great time shopping. I was picking stuff out and having fun with the stylist. She was awesome. She picked out some great stuff for me.
Okay, so I think we have your outfit without the vest, right?
Okay.
We got our mops chopped. I look good. I'm ready. I can take on these young fellas now.
Yes, sir.
Took 10 years off me.
Thank you.
And then we had our wardrobes pimped. This is way
Okay.
different, eh? I was happy with her selections. There was enough there that I could come up with something that made sense for me.
It's a raw edge, deconstructed.
Maybe I did it myself.
Perfect. I'm just going to spritz your hair.
Anytime anybody's touching my hair, it always feels good.
Clean and tidy.
I tried on 2 different looks. One that I'm comfortable with.
Hey, it looks great.
I like it. And one that they had me try on that I liked, but it wasn't me per se. I think I'll stick with the coveralls.
All blow-dried and polished up, now our aspiring handyman hosts are in for a real treat.
Okay, gentlemen.
A crash course on what it takes to perform for the camera and to capture the attention of the television viewer.
When you look down into the barrel of the lens, your audience is not 1 million people. Your audience is one person. Think about this person, Mr. Jordan, Mr. Glenn, Mr. William, and Mr. Ted.
Finally, after days and days of watching us in frustration, they actually gave us some lessons.
Cameras rolling and action.
Welcome to the Handyman Corner. Today we're going to be installing a hardwood floor.
Not just any hardwood floor, Brazilian cherry, most expensive type on the market.
Cut.
You're gonna really have to be careful with this stuff because one mistake will, your margins will be toast.
Cut. You're not smiling. You get to your mark, you stay on your mark. Wow, very impressive, Mr. Jordan. Don't be blinking too much. If you blink too much, it's a sign of weakness and it's a sign of distraction. Very tough going, guys.
You're a superstar. Handyman Superstar Challenge.
It's getting down to the wire on this HGTV's first ever Handyman Superstar Challenge. And to help determine who next week's final showdown contestants will be, we've created a tough little screen test challenge. Our contestants now have just 1 hour to memorize and prepare how they'll deliver a pre-written script to the camera like real television hosts. And by the way, the script they've been studying is one they just might be familiar with.
Hello and welcome to HGTV's first ever Handyman Superstar Challenge. Now these are the brave
Because
souls
it's the one I did to kick off the competition in our very first episode.
But what you haven't seen is how we picked them and who did the picking.
It was like 4 different paragraphs, so it was quite lengthy.
HGTV's next fabulous on-air talent.
I found it a little bit easier actually having a script instead of making stuff up, which I usually end up blubbering.
Hello. I rehearsed the lines about 100 times. I felt confident. I really did.
Hello and welcome to HGTV's first ever Handyman Challenge.
Perfect.
William is the first contestant to present.
And action!
Hello and welcome to HGTV's first ever Handyman Superstar Challenge.
Initially, it's difficult because you're really trying to get rid of the nerves first.
As you can see, we're having a gathering for our 10 finalists of brave souls who've been given a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to not only become
And then you're trying to find a point that you can go to where you can make sense of what you're saying.
Now, you know a little of our 10 finalists, but what you don't know is how we choose them and who did the picking.
With the time that we had, the little bit of training that we had, I was pleased. Thank you.
You did good.
Thank you.
It's very difficult.
Contestant number 2 is Ted.
Hello, and welcome to HGTV's first ever Handyman Superstar Challenge. This is our favorite way yet of taking real viewers and making them real nervous about ever entering a competition again. I was actually excited about it. I was totally convinced I was gonna hammer it on the first take, but it's a little more difficult than it looks. All they have to do is survive a whole whack of handyman challenges and hosting-related challenge. Sorry, I had that.
Run back.
All they have to do is survive. My gut feeling is to, be natural and be yourself, and, hopefully that comes across. But what you haven't seen is how we picked them and who did the picking.
Excellent.
Jordan was the next finalist to take his mark.
Action!
Hello, welcome to HGTV's first ever Handyman Superstar Challenge. Our favorite so far to make real viewers real nervous about ever entering competition again.
I've never done a full me and the camera looking down the barrel action.
Brave souls who have entered, who have asked for, and have been granted.
Today was the first time I was realizing this is a hosting challenge.
To show and to prove what they've got, what it takes to not only host a Handyman challenge show, but become HD.
Showing all my skills and hopefully my look can attract some attention, but it's a curveball every day.
But what you haven't seen is how they've been picked and who did the picking.
Of the final four, Glenn was easily the least comfortable presenter. Action!
Hi, welcome to HGTV's first ever Handyman Superstar Challenge. I felt confident going in, but when I got up there, I got through the first 2 paragraphs and then I was distracted. I thought, oh no, here we go. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to not only host their own Handyman show, but to... We tried again, and I got distracted again. But it got to the point where the more takes I did, the worse I felt. I can't do this. Hi, welcome to HGTV's first ever Handyman Superstar Challenge. I know I was nailing the lines perfectly before I actually got in camera, but the more we did it, the worse it got. Now, all they have to do is get through a series of, I walked away, and I felt dejected.
Superstar. Handyman Superstar Challenge.
They've primed, they've prepped, and they've presented.
Hi.
Now all the contestants can do is wait, because their fate now rests on how the personal reviews and opinions of a specially assembled HGTV focus group might influence the judge's final decision on which contestant should be going home.
He was okay.
He spoke quite well.
Still good-looking guy.
He wouldn't keep my interest.
The focus group part, to me, is one of the key components here. That really gives what a typical HGTV viewer has to say about how they see us.
The guy's got to get rid of his last name. Hello, Mr. Lush. It doesn't work for me.
Who knows? They could not like my look at all today. They could say I'm too young and not handy enough because they're not going to see any of my handiwork that I'm going to do. They're only going to be able to see what I've done today.
Perhaps the least articulate of the ones we saw.
The fact that the focus group was looking at it definitely had a bearing on my nerves. The more scrutiny, the worse it gets.
Huge beer gut, and he looks guilty.
First up, Glenn.
Hi, welcome to HGTV's Accomplished for $5,000.
He seemed like a real contractor. He seemed like the real deal.
I thought he was too boring.
Delivered a pretty solid performance on the hockey stick thing.
But he seems like every other host that you see on a Handyman show.
Ted made an immediate impression.
On HGTV, the home and gun television network, baby.
I found his voice kind of irritating.
A little over the top. He was trying too hard.
He was excellent during the hockey stick presentation. Excellent.
On today's show, a Canadian icon, the hockey stick.
Easy to look at on camera. And again, he was very personable. He spoke quite well.
Hello.
Pretty boy. Lots of talking, high ego.
For William, the response was mixed.
Hey, how you doing? Bill Lush in Broadcove, Newfoundland. This is where I'm gonna build my dream home.
He's got marbles in his mouth.
He had a sweetness about him, but I think he was a bit too dry.
Totally believable. A Canadian personified.
But you don't know what you're missing, I gotta tell you.
He's actually fairly articulate. It's just he seems like he's tired and stressed.
Ooh, gone. Gone.
A lot of times he would get stuck and there'd be like several adjectives in a row kind of thing where he's trying to find himself.
It gives you all the...
To be honest, I stopped listening to him. If I saw him on TV, I would just click right on by.
Hello.
Jordan's youth was an obstacle to be overcome.
My name is Jordan McNabb, 26 years old, from Vancouver, BC.
Hey, welcome back. We're doing a little segment today on reclaimed items.
I found him actually to be a bit too young.
Yeah, I thought too young, too. I put off the bat.
He said about 1,000,000 times.
And let's have a little fun with it.
He's definitely a good-looking guy and fun to watch.
Good biceps. Really good biceps, and women look at stuff like that.
Hi, Linda. Let's start with the stairs. And what I'm thinking of doing is making the stairs less steep.
He's highly knowledgeable.
But for some reason, I don't know if I would trust the guy.
And to sum up, who would be the focus group's superstar pick?
Jordan McNabb. He's got the most commercial viability. Glenn is my pick. I think he was the best.
I still would have to pick Ted as number one.
My choice is Ted.
I picked him.
Jordan is your man.
Only hours after the focus group session, the judges determined for themselves the contestants' on-camera performance.
Hello, and welcome to HGTV's first ever Handyman Superstar Challenge.
William really stepped up to the plate today. He looked nervous, but he carried himself well. He tried to focus on the camera.
Now, you know a little of our 10 finalists, but what you don't know is how we choose them and who did the picking.
It's awesome. For William, a huge, huge improvement.
Thank you, thank you!
From the way he started out, a week ago to what he did today was amazing. Will it get him there? You know what? I don't know.
Here comes Ted.
A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to prove that they have what it takes to become HGTV's next superstar.
For the first take, not bad. But is that enough?
Not for me.
Ted is great to look at. But great to look at doesn't mean that you're going to get your own show.
All they have to do...
He felt a little too scripted. It didn't seem natural.
These brave souls...
He tried to portray himself as someone else. Unless you're an actor, you can't do that. And it showed.
And hosting-related challenge... Sorry. I had them.
Too much thinking, not enough being real.
Who is that man?
Jordan got his kicks and licks.
Oh, God, here we go.
Hello, welcome to HGTV's first ever Handyman Superstar Challenge.
All right,
First time I see him with glasses.
Yeah, you know what? I don't like the glasses. I did not like his makeover. He just looked so nervous on camera.
Now, all they have to do is complete a whack of Handyman and...
He spent more time looking over to this side, down to the ground. He was blowing it. He just, he couldn't get it together.
But what you haven't seen is how they've been picked and who did the picking.
In spite of his on-set troubles, Glenn was viewed as a pleasant surprise.
Hi, welcome to HGTV's first ever Handyman Superstar Challenge.
He's the only one that actually brought in a smile to it.
Yeah.
Again, he has impressed me. Surprising. I did not think he would do well today. He may not have finished his whole talk, but everything he did was proper. He was the only one that threw in a funny to the point where whether or not they could make it through the job.
Our favorite way yet to make real viewers real nervous about ever entering a competition again, for maybe as long as they live.
I liked it. Well done.
With the focus group's opinions in hand and the contestants' performances fresh in their minds, it's time for the judges to determine who they'll be sending home.
This is getting hard, isn't it?
I don't agree. All in all, I mean, to me, this is a pretty easy decision about who has to go today.
And what do you think that is?
Who's the superstar?
The screen tests are over, and the judges have come to a decision.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, thanks.
All that's left is to call the contestants in to let them know who's going home and who'll be next week's final 3 showdown competitors.
If I make it to 3, my chances will be pretty good. I'm hoping to take the title.
I really, honestly thought you failed heavily today in front of the camera.
You kept kind of shading away from the camera. Eyes were shifting away. You weren't totally focused on the camera.
I don't know if you noticed, you did this over and over again.
I wasn't aware of it.
William, you seemed nervous today on camera. You had a lot of fidgety hands.
Right.
Ultimately, I think that your performance was boring.
I like those overalls.
Yeah, I thought you might.
You started off okay, and then you started to fade.
This is what it's all about.
Oh, I know.
You may be a host of a show. How would you pull it off if you can't pull off the camera?
Small talk over. It's time to find out what the judges have decided.
I've saved you now about 2 or 3 times, but
Yes, sir.
This time, I'll save you one more time.
It was a real disappointment, so I'm so sorry to tell you this, but we'll see you tomorrow.
That's it?
I don't think you have the TV talent.
Okay.
Yet. We'll see you tomorrow.
Which means only one thing.
Hey, William.
I was extremely impressed with you. I thought you did really well out of the wonderful 4 that we have left. Unfortunately, you have to go home. And I'm sorry.
Okay.
But you did a good job.
Thank you.
And I mean that.
Great.
Extremely tough decision. I like William. Very natural, very honest, and it shows every time he opens his mouth. We kept talking about who can make it to the end and who really has the ability to be on TV. That swayed me.
At the end of the day, William is not going to have a show based on skill, and so he's the guy to go.
I won't think back on things that I could have done differently. I don't see the gain in that. Maybe next time.
William is out, leaving our remaining finalists, Ted, Glenn, and Jordan, to go for it all in next week's 1-hour Handyman Superstar Challenge finale.
Superstar. You know who you are. Superstar. You know who you are. Superstar. You know who you are. Handyman Superstar Challenge.